Welcome to Talk a Good Game, and what a game it was. West Ham 2, Chelsea 1. Lots to talk about here. Red card, or you could say 3 sending offs if you like. 3 goals, loads to talk about. No Gonzo tonight. He was with Tom at the game. Tom got absolutely bladdered and sent him home. He's probably in a ditch somewhere. However, Tom's made it. Good evening, Tom. Thanks for coming on.
No problem, guys. Good evening.
And I've got the hairy Charlie with me. Hello, hairy Charlie.
Hello, you alright?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. And I myself, I'm Redhammer, and we're from hammerchat.com. Remember and subscribe while you're here. Your support does mean the world to us. Also, when you're being generous, do vote for ex-West Ham employee in the Football Blogging Awards. You can go into the forum and find out details on how to do that. He needs the support. He is currently getting beat, we think, by the Chelsea one. And as we've shown today, we don't get beat by Chelsea anymore, so do help ex-West Ham employee out as much as you can. Let's try and get him to win that. Well, Tom, we didn't have to wait long for a goal, did we? What a goal it was. Have you seen replays of it, Tom? Because obviously you were at the game, so you might have seen a different view to myself and Charlie when we've seen umpteen replays of it. But great strike by Zarate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic by Zarate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, to take that the way he did that was right near me. Yeah, it's cracking, absolutely cracking.
Yeah, I thought it took a deflection actually because it was that well hit. So I thought it must have took a deflection, beat Begovic like that. But what a strike. Charlie, you're not Zarate's biggest fan. I'm coming to you on this one. He started. Did you think that was the right decision? And were you impressed by him overall during the game? What do you make of his goal?
When I did my starting 11 using the Hammers Chat squad page, I put Zarate in because out of everyone, it was either really between him, Valencia, and Antonio to play in that spare position, and I didn't think Antonio had the experience, and I didn't think Enna should start just due to him just coming back from injuries. I don't want to lob him in, so I put Zarate in. And as per usual, whenever he starts, whenever he comes on, I always say I want him to prove me wrong. And that was a very good goal. It was very, very well taken. And it was a lot like the Arsenal one in he hit it early and it was driven and it was proper good. And that time he didn't have to count on the goalkeeper making a misstep. It was just a really good hit. Overall, he was alright. He did the job he needed to do, which is really all I can ask of him. I wouldn't exactly say I'm a fan of his yet, but you know he played well enough.
Yeah, but not too long after when it was 1-0, we've seen some sexy football. Headed by Noble, flicked by Payet, Lanzini 1-on-1, and he tried to be a little too fancy, I think. But he was on his weaker side. The option was there. That's West Ham way, if you ask me. Charlie, were you worried though when he missed that? Did you think that was our chance to make it 2?
I mean, mildly, but to be fully honest, I was never that worried throughout the entire game. There was obviously long periods of possession where Chelsea were just dominating. But even then, I wasn't too worried. Like if you look back on my Twitter feed, I was just like screaming, "Come on!" and that we could still do it. He should have. I think I agree with you. I think he should have maybe taken an extra touch to get it round Begovic and slot it in with his left, but I appreciate him going for the jugular. If that went in, I mean, everyone would have gone insane. So,
look at your Twitter feed. Fucking hell, Charlie.
And I'm not so alright.
Don't look at bucks here than a flipping bathroom store right now.
Don't look at my Twitter feed. Just take my word for it. I'm a trustworthy guy. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Tom, Zuma had his header cleared off the line. Have you seen how close it was, Tom? Have you seen it all?
No, I mean, and it wasn't a goal because we've got goal line technology. So, I mean, Chelsea can piss us, fart about and moan all they want, but it wasn't a goal because obviously if it was a goal, they would have given it because we've got goal line technology. So, I don't know how close it was, but they're up in arms. It must have been close. I haven't seen it yet, so it must have been close, but hey, it's not a goal. You know? It doesn't matter if it's 2 millimetres or 3 millimetres not over the line. But, hey, that's what happens, eh? You know, it wasn't a goal.
Yeah, it was about 4/5 over the line or something. It was dangerously close. A millisecond later, that was like in the net. When I was at the Norwich game, we got onto the pitch before the game. They do vigorously test Hawkeye, which I was surprised at, and the guy actually told us how Hawkeye works, and there's 5 cameras around the stadium, and that was quite impressive. apparently Mourinho made them go out and test Hawkeye after the game to make sure that the thing was actually working properly. It just sums him up, and I love it actually. Disallowed goal wasn't actually offside. Karma, because if you cast your mind back to when they beat us last season, their goal was offside. So I'm actually glad that Fabregas's goal wasn't meant to be. Charlie, we need a bit of luck now and again. Do you think that maybe the gods are looking down on West Ham a wee bit today with that goal line clearance and then the disallowed goal?
Yeah, the clearance was just insanity. I mean, it was so ridiculous. At the close, I was like, at the time, sorry, I was like, did that go over? And I was looking at the ref to see if he blew his whistle, and to see the replay and see how close it really was like insanely close. But you have to be lucky every so often, and a lot of the time decisions go against people, and when you're down on your luck, it just happens. But I mean, from the way people were going on about it, you would have expected it to be the most obvious onside thing you've ever seen in your life. It was practically on the line, like a split second again either way, and it was offside. So, but yeah, when you're at the top, you need a few good luck charms, and obviously today something happened, and it went our way for once, which was nice.
The red card, Tom. I actually thought John Moss was just going to give the free kick, and luckily he had a word with his assistant. And second yellow for Matic, PDO, followed by the coach. We'll come on to Jose Mourinho at the end after we talked about the game. The coach then got sent off for running on the pitch. I don't know what he did. I didn't see it on my stream. I would have liked to see what he was trying to do by running on the pitch. But surely they can't have any complaints about Matic's red card, can they, Tom?
No, it was 2 yellow cards. I mean, and the one he got sent off for, the second one, was a yellow card. And obviously, and then I lost count after about 3 or 4 yellows because he was giving them out like sweets, the referee. I mean, because obviously he wasn't happy with the fact that all the players were complaining. And for me personally, that's something that needs to be brought to book in the game. I think it should be a bit like rugby. You get the captain that referee goes to, and that's it. None of the other players should do it. So I think the referee. Obviously, looking back at it, because it happened against us, obviously it happened against Chelsea. Yeah, it wasn't very good. Yeah, from them, their discipline of players was very, very poor. And yeah, I think about 3 or 4 of them got booked in the end. So yeah, what can you say? It's very good. Happy about it.
I think a couple of them got picked up yellow cards. Fabregas and Costa got booked for the melee afterwards for surrounding the referee. One thing I will say is, Martin Noble did very well today, I thought, because whenever something went to kick off, he was ushering those players away from the ref. As soon as he's seen that John Moss is booking players from mouthing off, in the second half there was twice, I think both times was actually when, the first time was when Willian booted the ball at Andy Carroll when he was on the deck. Now, according to Alex Ferguson and Van Persie, that could kill him. There was another time when Azpilicueta was down rolling around as if Zarate punched him in the face, and literally brushed his arm against the side of his head, and he was checking for blood. So don't know about that, but both those times Martin Noble was ushering our players away from John Moss, telling them not to get involved. That really impressed me, actually. Second half come out. Now, I think we gave them far too much respect at the start of that second half. We sat back, and I think we were quite silly and maybe a bit naive to say, well, you come at us, because at the end of the day, 10 men or not, they've still got a lot of world-class players out there. Charlie, were you worried a bit when we were sitting back? Did you think their equaliser was coming?
Again, I wasn't massively worried. I know a lot of people were, but I wasn't massively. What I was worried about was we seemed to give away quite 1 or 2 too many easy free kick opportunities in and around the area, and that was where the real worry came to me, because I think they were most likely to score from a set piece, whether it be direct from a free kick or from a corner and a headed in or whatever, because they have a lot of people who are very technically gifted in that area. I was worried, but I wasn't crapping myself like a lot of people were. But I mean, they did end up scoring from one, didn't they? So
Tom, big Andy, come on, got the winner. Must have been absolute pandemonium, was it?
Oh, it was absolutely great. I mean, Bilic's subs today were absolutely spot on. I mean, he brought Andy Carroll on, obviously, to get the goal for the winner. And then towards the end, obviously, he took off and he brought Bonner on towards the end. I mean, yeah, you can't argue with Bilic's subs today. And yeah, I mean, good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the greatest Andy Carroll sort of like lover, to be honest with you, but he deserved that goal today, and he's worth all the millions of pounds he's cost us, and God knows how much wages and all that, just for that goal today, you know. And yeah, good on him, because it was a really good taken goal. So
I'm a big fan of Big Andy, and just before Andy Carroll come on, I said to Charlie that it's time for Big Andy, and Charlie said, yes, it's time for Big Andy, let's get him on. Bang, goal. Tell you something, I was going mental watching that just at home. I wouldn't want to know what Upton Park was like. It must have been ridiculous. Now, Jose Mourinho, Charlie, got sent off at half time for trying to get into the referee's room, and it looks like he tried to boot it in as well by the sounds of it. And then he had to go stand behind the directors and watch them all celebrate. And then there's that priceless picture, which will be at the end of the show. Do not miss that of Mourinho there. Charlie, do you think Mourinho's going a bit bonkers?
He seems to have lost with the dressing room for a start, but when he first turned up in England in his first spell in Chelsea, he had this sort of bizarre affable charm where he would talk about eggs and omelettes and just all these weird comparisons, and there was sort of you sort of looked at it and go, yeah, all right, you're a bit crazy, but we can deal with it. And obviously his time in Spain has jaded him somewhat, because now he's come back and he's, instead of being this insane sort of I don't even know how you would describe him in his first term, he's now sort of he seems to be constantly trying to build this narrative of us versus them within his club, essentially. And you can see it all the way down to the match reports on their website, which fail to mention anyone else apart from the referee being doing this and doing that. Like today they tried to say the goal line decision went against them or something, as if the computer went, oh no, hang on, it's Chelsea, don't give him a goal, don't give him a goal. And so he just seems to have lost. I do not know what it is. And I was watching Chelsea fan videos after the match, and they were all saying they couldn't put their finger on it either. They've just lost. They as a club seem to have lost it, not just him.
Yeah, Tom. What's the aim for West Ham now? So obviously at the start of the season we're saying top half. 10 games in, we're third in the league. We've beaten the big boys. Tom, what's your aim personally for West Ham this season? What are you expecting to achieve come May?
to be honest with you, Red, I mean, I know it's pretty. Yeah, everyone says, "Oh, it's too early to say." Yeah, I mean, forget about Champions League because that is outside of our realm. But I can't honestly see reason why, as long as the injuries are good to us over the festive period, I can't see reason why we can't get 6th or 7th. And Europe, I honestly can't see why we can't do it. Our squad is so good and so in depth. I mean, yeah. So I can't see a reason why we can't get 6th or 7th. That's not being unrealistic.
No, I don't think it is. I've always said top 10. I even said before the game, if we won today, I'd maybe have to reevaluate that. I'm now going to say top 8, but I'll still be happy with top 10 as long as we go all out for the FA Cup. Now, before I nip these for the man of matches and that, and we talk about the takeover very quickly, Roy Hodgson was there. Now, Roy, I hope you were watching that because 3 of our back 4 were English. Mark Noble, for me, was fantastic in centre midfield. Big Andy Carroll come on and got involved. Charlie, do you think Roy has to take note of some of our players at last?
I think there's been call for him to do that for a long time, and I would suspect he's going to continue to ignore them. But again, a lot of people don't like Mark Noble. I think he should have been called up at least once for a while at some stage before now. James Tompkins has been playing really well this season. Where even right back or centre back, I think he's done really well. Cresswell obviously was the best left back in the league last year. This season, he's starting to find that footing again, as is Carl Jenkinson. They sort of have fits and spurts, but they're starting to get that footing again. It's reasonable to call for at least one of them.
Right, now it's time for the big question. We're going to talk about takeover in a minute, so don't bail yet. Man of match time, guys. Charlie, man of match, go.
Mark Noble.
Tom, man of match.
It's got to be QA or Ginger Pele again.
It's Kouyaté for me as well. I thought he was a machine. I thought he was very quiet last week against Palace. Back to his best today. Now, Takeover, we're going to be back on Monday or Tuesday with the Watford preview, and then we'll be back again on maybe Thursday night where we'll be discussing the Takeover. There's been a lot of rumours over the last few days about the Takeover, and obviously Jack Sullivan is saying, no, we're not selling up. However, all I'm going to say is before we go tonight, that's them two finished, but before we go tonight, just be careful what you wish for with the owners. These guys love our club. It's absolutely obvious. There's a photo away to come pinging up. Just look at our owners. I'll tell you something, you all want success, but there's no reason we cannot make the side we've got with the owners we've got successful. If we need world class, I think we've already got some in our team. All you have to do is look at our summer signing from Marseille. But we've got one set of owners, they've got one club, and it's our club. Be careful what you wish for.